talking to you, baby. I just get carried away. You blow my mind. I just get carried away. Talking to you, baby. I just get carried away. You blow my
Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me now. New mic issues, new mic issues. It should be on now. Is it on? Yes, here we go. There we go. I did an Anthony there. Anthony on the Interworldwide always this, doesn't he? Starts the video and he's just ranting to himself. So took some inspiration there. But thank you, Gordon, for letting me know, and everyone in the chat. But yeah, you guys know why we are here. I wasn't actually going to do a stream for this because, you know, it's been 2 days. It's like, you know, we've got games coming up thick and fast. So I thought, what's the point of doing a reaction now? But because of this guy, we had to do it because of this guy, didn't we? El TUCU, straight into my veins, ice cold celebration. Correa, it's the day for the Correa sexuals to stand up. But as you guys know, I've been off the Correa sexual train for a long, long time. I mean, I was never on the Correa sexual train. That was a tag that I've been given over the last few years when we signed Correa. Nima, still hate you for this. And now my name is tarnished forever, forever and ever. I am associated with Joaquin El TUCU Correa. The other day when he scored, so I didn't watch the game. Why I wasn't able to do the live reaction. I was away, you know, with the visiting family. I didn't watch the game. I watched it yesterday. But on the Saturday, when I was, you know, with my family, having food, having dinner, and I'm just seeing my phone pipe up, like, you know, Instagram I'm getting tagged on, and Twitter I'm getting tagged on because Joaquin Correa scored, and I'm like, wow. And then I went on, you know, checked the score on FotMob, and I'm like, 5-0. What is going on? Correa scored 2 assists. Bisek scored. De Vrij scored. Like, what the hell did I miss? So yesterday, I came back. I was tired, but I was like, nah, I need to watch this game, man. I need to watch this game. Yeah, you didn't expect to just like Inter to smack Hellas Verona. Well, I predicted a 3-1, but in the end, like, you know, it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. But anyway, guys, we are going to be here. So yeah, quickly, I'm going to go through the Hellas Verona reaction. I think, you know, we already know what we're going to talk about, and then preview tomorrow's game for the Champions League, Leipzig. And also, you know, in terms of audio, guys, I know Mattia, you said in the past, is the volume of the mic okay? Because I remember in the past you said it was a little bit on the quiet side. So let me know if the audio of the mic is as well-ish. I mean, the quality is crisp and clear, obviously, but I also want the volume to be right. I don't want you guys to be having to turn the TV volume up to full just to hear me. But I appreciate that, and obviously, you know what you guys got to do. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let me say hi to a few of you in here. Noor, Nix Knox, of course. Mr. Jesus, Terry, hope you're doing well, brother. Nene says, hoping with all my heart that the grill master is stepping up his game. Now we need him to play well. I mean, this is the image haunting you guys in your sleep, in your dreams. TUCU Correa with his tongue out. Damn, he needs to be able to defend himself. He knows himself, bro. That guy, it's like guaranteed. Anthony, his the video countdown will go on for like 10 minutes as well. You're just there waiting when you tune into an interval wide streaming. You just put it on and wait for like 5 minutes because that he's gonna keep replaying the countdown video, or he'll change the video. And then when he goes live, the mic won't be working. But I can say that because Anthony's a friend, even though I've never met him in real life because he lives, you know, on the wrong part of Earth. It's like the he lives in the wrong century, like over there. He's so far away, but I definitely can call him a friend. So I can say that to him, and I'm sure he will agree as well. What's up, Tanbir? King Darian in the house. Sham was so excited. Shame for us going against this Tukuj and they forgot he muted. Lol. Oh god, there it is. There it is. And there it is, Eduardo, one of the key pushers of the agenda of the Uncle Shama Korea sexual agenda. He is the kingpin alongside Nima. But appreciate the donation. I don't appreciate you continuing to push that agenda. And yeah, Joaquin Correa against Hellas Verona. I don't know if you guys saw my short video that I did earlier, just a few hours ago. Joaquin Correa, Hellas Verona, that's cash money. That is Diego Armando Maradona. Oh, Harry, good to see you, brother. It's been a while since I've seen you on a live stream. Honestly, really happy for Correa. If he can perform like that more often, he could be sub striker. We need. He has different qualities in the end. Yeah, I mean, we know all this. We know all this. We spent 31, 32, 35 million on this guy. We didn't do that for no reason. It's just how things are worked out or not worked out for Correa Inter, but there was never much doubt on the ability of the boy. The problem was always his mentality and the step up to Inter just never worked up. What's up, Ahmad? Hope you are doing well. Sound is coming and going. Really, Noor? That's not good. I think this is one of those mics that I have to. I am buying a stand for it or like an arm. I think I have to keep the mic at this length. Like if I move even like slightly, I think the sound goes off. So bear with me. I'm still trying to get used to the mic. I think it is. I literally need to be breathing into your soul of this mic. It's okay, Sean. I'm the Lord Gags fan. You're the Korea fan. No, but that's the thing. I'm not even like I've never even. If I was like shameless with it, I would agree. But I'm not. I jumped off the bandwagon ages ago. But you guys, the day I die, you guys are really gonna put it on my tombstone, like Uncle Shama. Yeah, he has some YouTube channel, but Uncle Shama Korea fan. That's what I'm gonna have on my tombstone, isn't it? Killed in fantasy. Oh my goodness, fantasy Serie A this year. I am awful. I am really bad this year. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Petition to put Correa in Champions League squad over out of it. I mean, let's talk about it. Okay, everyone's talking about the Correa. Yeah, he's blown his load, as you would say, isn't it, Eduardo? Correa, the 2 goals a season, he's done it already. But yeah, let's talk about it. TUCU Correa. I'm hearing people say he's above Marko Arnautovic in the striker pecking order. People are saying, yeah, as you're saying, like, put him in the Champions League squad over him now. He is what was maybe the 5th choice striker up until now. And then people are saying put him 4th, maybe even 3rd, above Taremi, because Taremi just isn't scoring the goals that we need him to be scoring. Oh my God. Football Focus is also saying, is it me or your mic is very silent sometimes? I really apologize. As I'm saying, and like, I don't really know what's. I'm still getting used to this new mic. All right, let me just do a quick test, guys. This is not the the content that you tune in for, but I'm gonna test it out. So you give me a sound rating. So I'm gonna put my mic at different lengths. All right. You guys have to give me like the rating out of 10. So I'm gonna put it here. How good is the sound from this distance out of 10? So this is about 10, 15 centimeters away from my face. How good is the sound from this distance? Whoa, 4, 2, 3, 7, 6. That's the biggest range. That's the biggest range of ratings ever. That does not help me. Okay, so it's bad. So it was bad. Okay, what about if I do this? Give me the ratings now from this distance. Whereas like I'm literally lipsing the mic almost. Now this one has to be really good because this is I think what this mic is made for. Oh, I can see actually the volume is decreasing sometimes. What about now? Yeah. 7 out of 10. Ah, so it's not the proximity. It seems the software. Yeah, yeah. I can see it actually. Yeah. On the back now, it's like gone to like nothing. Oh God. Yeah, yeah. You guys are right. I think it must be some sort of. I need to check out the software for it. Maybe it's on like an auto volume, or maybe let me see in here. This is the worst type of content that you guys have watched, isn't it? Um, I'm gonna put up the volume on StreamYard. I think this is not the way to do it. Has this made a difference? I've just used the StreamYard app. Shit like this is why I subscribe. Does your laptop have a space volume activate like to mute spatial sound? No, I don't have that. And wait. So I've opened my yeah. Actually, let me show you. Oh no, actually, I can't show you. So mic, actually, yeah, we got the settings. Mic gain. Okay, I'm gonna put the mic gain up. So put it up to 13 decibels. What about now? This should be like I've doubled the mic gain. Maybe that was too low, the mic gain. It hasn't got any like auto, is it? Has it got auto level on? No, I don't think it's got auto level. I think it's on manual. Sounds better now. Yes, we did it. We did it. It was the mic gain. Sorry, guys. It must have been because of that. It was set on like 7 decibels, so it was like really low. Okay. 12 minutes, 13 minutes of the of this video, and we're just sorting out my mic. I apologize for that, guys, but I appreciate you. Hopefully, that should be a setting that I don't have to change anymore now. Bro, we watched Patsa interview as you're fine. Yeah, you just needed to be held at a certain angle. Sounds great now. Thank you. Yeah. As I said, I'm gonna get a stand for it, so I'm not gonna. I kind of do like holding it at the same time. Like it just gives me that bit of like, I can move around and do this. But I guess to give you guys better audio quality, I just need to get a stable position. That's what you get with denying your Correa vibes. Oh my lord. It's so funny, like, I made the video, right? My preview was like Joaquin Correa in 2024. That's what I mean. Like I can't even say to people, I told you so. I believed in this guy because I jumped off the train. I took my refund. Like give me the money back for this Korea train. So I'm not even gonna like try to take credit. Like I've always believed in this guy. I knew it. But at the same time, guys, let's all calm down as well. Like he won man of the match deservedly. So actually, Marcus Trump probably could have got it, or Aslani as well. I think Anthony said the same thing. But we've seen with Correa, he's done it. He's not like he's not done it in the past. We've seen him Hellas Verona in his first year. Udinese in his first year scored 2 goals. Even in his second season in the Champions League, he scored that amazing goal against Benfica. Remember, he scored like Sampdoria. He scored like that amazing solo goal against Sampdoria. It's just that, like, we know technically he has ability, But is he going to build off this performance? That's the thing. Like, I've even seen people say, like, his contract is expiring. Like, what are we saying? Might want to extend the contract. I'm like, guys, this is one performance. Like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like, yes, it was a good performance. And I do like Correa Thuram as a partnership. We saw it, if you guys remember, in the preseason friendly against Chelsea. Oh, the Kerr Mafia's in the house as well. Now we are really and truly up and going on this stream when the Kerr Mafia joins. You guys didn't miss anything. We were just fixing my mic for about 13 minutes, Kerr Mafia. So welcome. We'll get to you, language stores. We'll get to you in a minute. But with Correa, yes, great performance. Really enjoyed it. No, not even just about the goal. The assists were really good. His general overall play was really good. But let's wait and see before, we crown him as above Arnautovic and above Taremi. But this is also this performance of Correa is encapsulate Simone Inzaghi as a coach. All of us this past summer said, get rid of Joaquin Correa and also Arnautovic. We always say, like, Simone, he needs to be more ruthless. He needs to be, be more like Conte, demanding, stop being a cuck, stop, just being, submissive to the owners, and do it. Like, we say a lot of these types of things. But these are the things where this is Simone Inzaghi. This is his type of coaching. Like, we've talked about it. I've talked about it on this channel. He is a disciple of Sven-Göran Eriksson, his manager when he was at Lazio, late Sven-Göran Eriksson now. He was a coach that led with a softer hand, you could say. He led with what's the thing Nima says? He leads with what is it with the? Because someone help me. Nima says it in a funny way that he leads with the democracy or something like that. But yeah, that's the type of coach he is, Inzaghi. He will die before he throws one of his players under the bus. Correa came off a season with 0 goals, 0 assists in the Uber Eats Ligue 1, which I think now is the McDonald's Ligue 1. But Inzaghi, yes, he took him out of the he didn't put him in the Champions League squad, but he's a guy that will still back his boys right up until the end. And you better believe it, even with Arnautovic. Now, Correa was enemy number 1. Before, it used to be Gagliardini. Aslani was at certain stages this year. Now it's Arnautovic. But you better believe it, guys. Inzaghi will give Arnautovic chances, and he will not throw him under the bus. That is Simone Inzaghi. That's the type of coach he is. And you can't really say anything to him. I saw Zio Bergomi, Beppe Bergomi, has quote on Sky Sport yesterday, and he said, Interisti, you just need to trust Inzaghi, what he's doing. Look where you are in Serie A. You're 1 point off the top. You're doing so well in Champions League. The rotations have been spot on. Just trust what Inzaghi is doing. Just trust him. That's his method, il metodo Inzaghi. And we have received good results from him. Maybe, yes, we could have won one more Scudetto along the way, but that's part of his growth as well. And I can't even, like, me, the way, like, when I say these things about Inzaghi, like, he needs to be more ruthless, he needs to do this or that. Me, myself, now in my career, in my personal career, some of you guys know, like, I work in marketing in my day job. And now I'm starting to slowly progress up the marketing ladder, so to say. So now I'm actually starting to be in managerial role as well. And I'm kind of, I do see myself I am more like an Inzaghi type of person. I'm not a ruthless person that's going to be like, oh, this guy wants to take a day off to, next week. And we're like, no, you've already taken your days off, or like, we need you that day, you can't take that day. Like, I'd see myself in that type of managerial style of Inzaghi. So it's very, hypocritical of myself saying that, or maybe I think it's like an Interista thing, because we've grown up as Inter fans. The only managers that have worked at Inter, as in like successful at Inter, have been the likes of, Trapattoni, Mourinho, Conte, further back, Helenio Herrera, these kind of hard-nosed, even Roberto Mancini to a certain extent, is kind of like, these kind of sergeant type coaches that, and then, usually with a little bit more of a defensive aptitude, or, tactic wise, that's Inter's heritage, isn't it? That is Inter heritage. So Inzaghi is quite different from that mold of manager. He isn't a hard-headed sergeant that, makes demands and throws players under the bus, gives you amazing quotes, and, goes against the press, and, is like us, creates the us versus them mentality. So I think from us Interisti, sometimes as soon as things go bad, we always revert to that, like, Inzaghi needs to be a little bit more like this, a bit more like that. But this is Inzaghi. You're not going to change him. I mean, in that sense, he's, he might be soft, but he's not going to change his ways. He's been here, is his 4th season now. He has not changed. He's definitely adapted it and improved in some things. But, this is Simone Inzaghi. So yesterday's win and trust in Correa is the stamp of Simone Inzaghi and the development of someone like Jan Bisek, and also Aslani. I mean, let's talk about it now. Language tours. Let's talk about it. Language tours was yesterday not a convincing performance by Aslani. Like, what more did you expect yesterday, language tours, from Christian Aslani? Yesterday, he stepped in with, finally, as I said, the starters with Barella and Mkhitaryan next to him, and he performed well. He did his job, moving the ball, stepping into defense, to play the ball and start the play from the back. Got a nice assist for De Vrij. Played, how many passes was it? 113 out of 115 passes completed. Switched the play when needed as well. Good set pieces. Didn't really have to do too much defensively. He only took in 2 duels and apparently he lost them. But, in general, that's exactly the type of performance that you want from your backup CDM. And yes, same as Correa. I mean, to a different level, because Correa is like the first good performance in years. With Aslani is like, obviously we need to see it on a more consistent basis. But that, to me, yesterday was a convincing performance. And again, going back to the point about Inzaghi once again reiterated before or after the game, I think it was, he said, when Hakan was injured, our vice Hakan is Aslani. Unfortunately, Aslani also got injured at that time and I had to play Zielinski. So whenever Hakan's not there, Inzaghi has once again reiterated, whether you like it or not, whether you think he's ready or not, whether you prefer Zielinski there or Barella there, Aslani is the vice Hakan. And Inzaghi, when Hakan's not there, whether you like it or not, is going to put Christian Aslani there. And again, on this Aslani thing, some of us also believe that Aslani maybe should be a mezzala. I think, we saw it at Empoli when he was, coming up as well. He's definitely got some good offensive qualities. But Inzaghi, since day one, since Aslani came to the club, he said, I see him as a CDM. Every year, whenever he's asked about it, he says, I see him as a regista. He is my regista. Whatever he plays for Albania, sometimes even plays as an attacking mid for Albania. Inzaghi only sees him as a regista. So it's not even worth discussing, because Inzaghi just does not see him in any of the other positions. And that's how he's going to be. And to me, if he performs like he performed the other day, That's fine. No, he's probably not going to do what Hakan did and take Brozovic's place. I don't think he's going to do that anytime soon. But that's also sometimes, like, I feel like with Aslani, we also have that expectation of, like, we bought him to become, not every backup has to be that. Like Frattesi, we know Frattesi is not going to take over from Barella, probably not even Mkhitaryan or Zielinski. We know that Frattesi is a backup player. That's his role. Maybe he's got the potential to be a starter, but not every substitute has to take over from the starter. And obviously with Aslani, is a long-term project that we bought him for. And maybe, we're not have patience to wait for him to become that at that level. But that's fine. He's paid what, 12 million for him for a decent backup. And I think he is a decent backup. Sean was not impressed with Aslani, not impressed with him. But again, yeah, that's the thing, Sean. I don't think shouldn't see every single, like Correa's performance yesterday wasn't, he's not. Are we saying that he's supposed to be in there to replace Lautaro? No, he did his job as someone who was replacing Lautaro for this game and starting ahead of Taremi this game and giving a good competition. I think Aslani yesterday stepped in and did that. Maybe he's not giving definitely any competition to Hakan. Hakan's definitely didn't lose sleep over that performance, but that's his job. That's what he did yesterday. Carlos Augusto, we know that Di Marco is the starter and Augusto's not taking that spot from him anytime soon, but came back from injury, did his job. So, yeah, I think Aslani did well yesterday. Let me see. Can you see forward? I don't think FOTMob shows that. I might have to go on a different website to show it. I don't think it shows forward passes. But again, it doesn't really matter. Like, because then we start talking that it's not like Hakan is only passes it forwards. Hakan never passes it backwards and sideways. And again, like, I think Hakan has underperformed a lot of times this season. But again, he's built up enough of a reputation with us that it doesn't really matter. But if you're objective, some Hakan performances this year, I've not been particularly happy with some Hakan performances this year, which is also why in general Inter haven't been as good as last year. A lot of the big guns like Lautaro and others haven't performed to the same level. What's up? Yahia is in the house. Absolutely right about Simone Inzaghi's attitude, because I read about Helenio Herrera, Grande Inter. They said Herrera used to be really hard against the players in the training area. Yeah, Herrera, if you watch some of Mourinho's press conferences, if you watch Trapattoni, like these were Trapattoni, especially, proper old school, hard-nosed Italian managers, no nonsense. Very, very different from Inzaghi. Very, very different. So this is the modern type of manager. Like, you see, like this new thing about, Thiago Motta does it at Juventus now, and what's his face? Arteta does it at Arsenal. Well, they gave it to Odegaard in the end, but they were also passing around the armband, the captain's armband. Like, this is a modern thing. It never used to happen in the past. But people are different now. Players are different. My wife actually is a psychologist. She's she's a therapist. She tells me all the time, like, the way people are now, society is now, is different. Like, you got to deal with people in a different way. That's maybe why Mourinho, his style of management, the way he wants real men in his team, in quotes. That's probably why he can't manage the new generation as well, the new younger players, the new mentality, because it's different. It's different, and you have to approach it in a different way. The kids, and I'm talking now like I'm 55 years old, but I'm a 90s kid. But kids, I can see it, like, it's different now. The way kids growing up, the way they can't receive. You can't criticize them in the same way. You have to approach them in a different way. Before, in the past, you could say things a little bit more directly. Now I think you have to be a bit more careful about what you say. That's also in society. But yeah, I'm to talk about yesterday's performance, though. Language stores. I was happy with his progressive passes yesterday. He kept it safe a lot of the time. Like yesterday, we were 5-0 up at half time. So in the end, it was just a match of managing the game, not giving it away, keeping it safe, keep the game ticking. And that's exactly what he did yesterday. Stanislav in the house as well. What's up, brother? I will start from the beginning. Oh, don't worry. Don't start from the beginning. We were bloody messing. Start after minute 13, Stanislav, because we were fixing my mic as a community. We were fixing my mic and the volume. So you didn't miss anything. Yeah. As a Mezzala, this position is critical to build up attack. We can't praise Aslani for 5-0 win. But that's the thing. You wouldn't have praised. You would have destroyed him. That's the thing. You would have destroyed him regardless. You would have said if Inter won 2-1 or just about won, you would have said, oh, he didn't control the game enough. But now that Inter won 5-0, it's still useless. That's what I mean. Like some of you have just like these, preconceived notion that is not you're not going to change your mind over, and that's the thing. So I feel like with you, language towards the Aslani point, it's not even worth discussing because you just, regardless of what happens with him, you're not gonna change your mind on it. Well, that's fair enough. Everyone has their opinions on it, but in my opinion, he had a good performance yesterday. I was happy with his performance yesterday, and I want to see more of that. Nick's notes, it's definitely a generational thing. I see this in other sports too. Players are pandered to a lot more in basketball. Yeah, this is turning into a 90s and 80s kids moaning session now. I don't know if you guys listened to the Italian football podcast with the Nima and Carlo last week, and they started going on a tangent, on a rant about kids being sensitive these days and things like that. Well, Carlo more than Nima, really. Kids are so. Shout out to any post 2000 kids in the house. I love you guys, but things are a bit more softer now. Had more of an issue with his defensive cover. He's only going to do well in those dominant games. If he's here just to be backup, I'm cool. Yeah, no, 100%. That is the big weakness with Aslani. Like when you see him run, like he still looks like a kid when he runs. That's with Aslani. Like his body is definitely still got some development to do. Like you can see that for sure. And that's going to take years, until naturally and hopefully him working summers in the gym is going to change. But right now, he just doesn't have it. And, like it's not necessarily just muscle. I know some people just say, oh, you just got to pack in muscle. Like Brozovic is the skinniest mofo you'll see ever. Like that guy looked malnourished, but it's about, the intensity with how you defend, whereas Aslani is just missing that. And I think it's just going to take him time to like grow into his body. Also, Simone Inzaghi has better attitude than Ancelotti, even though there are many similarities. Well, actually, yeah, Ancelotti is a definitely good comparison. I actually read Ancelotti's book. I think what's Ancelotti's book called? It's something like Leading with Silence or something. Let me actually look it up. Ancelotti book. Quiet Leadership. It's a good book. I recommend it if you want to read it. Quiet Leadership. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of parallels to draw with Ancelotti. Really, does he throw players under the bus? I don't really see Ancelotti players. That's the thing. Ancelotti, like when you hear players talk about Ancelotti, it's always wrong. People say he doesn't have any tactics, which obviously is stupid, but I know what they mean, like in terms of offensive patterns of play and things like that. But when players talk about Ancelotti, they talk about, he's a father figure, he's always talking about things outside of football. He makes you feel relaxed. He gives you freedom. That's what players talk about when they talk about Inzaghi as well, being more of a cup specialist, Ancelotti as well over his career. I think you see that with Inzaghi as well. Inzaghi is definitely trying to build that, with that Scudetto under his belt now and trying to get another one, trying to change that. But we've seen over the years at Lazio, at Inter, when it comes to, cup competitions, Inzaghi definitely seems to have that knack of one-off games or like, two-legged games. Love how you changed the overlay to 3 stars for the Champions League. Just noticed. Yeah. So that's a shout out to Interclub Boston, Edgar, Interclub Boston, who makes these overlays for me. Yeah, but 3 stars for the Champions League. Don't forget, not the 2 stars. It's 3 stars. Talking about Aslani in TUCU week is a lot of disrespect for Correa name. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. I mean, I wanted to just quickly talk about some of the things that actually happened in the game. Or actually, let me take Eminem's comment. He will come and defend Aslani. Maybe it's really unfair to compare Aslani with TUCU. The latter is clearly a flop with the money we invested on him in his age. Aslani still has time to turn things around. That's true as well. But I look at players as well. Like, when you're in our team, any of these guys, like that's some people like look at players like via age or, but once you are on the pitch, guys, when you're in the starting 11 or a substitute, you have to, whether you're 16 years old or 38 years old, to me, like what you provide, your performance on the pitch is, to me, your age or experience or what you signed for doesn't matter. Then that's an analysis, to do, in terms of long term, or like how good was your transfer, how much are you earning, then those factors come in. But when it comes to just you being a footballer on the team I support, to me it doesn't really matter. And then Correa, he could end up also, if he continues performing, it's not out of like, question that his contract could be renewed, because that is Inzaghi's boy. But I know what you mean in terms of it's not a good comparison. But I'm talking about, Aslani is the Hakan backup. He's not going to replace Hakan anytime soon. So I just see him as the backup CDM. That's all I see him as. Just like Carlos Augusto is the backup left wing back. Taremi, Arnautovic are the backup strikers. They just need to do their job when they are called in. Well, yeah, of course, Yinka, you're not sucked into the Correa hype. You are one of the biggest Correa haters around. So obviously, and yeah, we've seen it all versus Verona and etc. So yeah, 100%. I am even as a former Correa fan, I'm not jumping on the hype. So we need at least 3 or 4 more of these performances before my mind changes. But yeah, there was a quick few points I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to spend too long on it because I think, it's only Hellas Verona and it was 2 days ago. But when you think about it, we won 5-0, but actually, when you watch the first like 10 minutes, we could have been 1-0 down, guys. Like, this is a completely free header from a free kick. This is the goal Gabbia scored against us in the Milan derby. That's exactly that same type of situation. He's actually even more free than Gabbia. There's completely no one near him. So this game could have been completely different if Hellas Verona scored this, or even worse, this one where Tengsted from a counter attack hits the crossbar. Zomer is completely unmoved here, because he hits it so hard from close range. There was no chance for Zomer. So, that's 1-0 or 2-0 even there if Verona had their shooting boots on. But in the end, that's a moot point because they didn't. But it was just something to show that, we didn't come out, even though it's funny to say, because we were 5-0 up in the first half, to say that we didn't start the game well, but we didn't. We started the game in a very poor way. And then we got this is when I knew that things weren't going to be, obviously I already knew the scoreline, so I already knew, but the Correa thing is like little things tell you that this guy is going to have a good performance, because when does he ever win a header apart from when he scored against Hellas Verona all those years ago? But from a throw-in, we never create anything from a throw-in, and this guy hits the crossbar with a header from a throw-in, so I thought, okay, I can see where this is going. This guy's going to have a good game. And then the move for the first goal as well, I just want to highlight it because it's so good. This free roll that Correa was given behind Thuram caused Hellas Verona all sorts of trouble. And by the way, guys, who's the guy following Correa? Who's on the left of Correa? Which player is that? The one that should be following him, or telling the centre backs to follow, to pass on Correa to them? Reda Beliahan. The CDM that some say is ready to come in and replace Aslani, who actually did play quite well. But again, he showed us that he's a mezzala or a Sensi type of player, definitely not a CDM. But anyway, De Vrij as well wanted to shout out here, driving with the ball, moving forward, making a good pass into Correa, who then dummied it to Ram. You know, how many times does Correa as well? Like, you know, that's one of Correa's most infuriating plays, right? When if Correa plays for like, you know, half an hour, 40 minutes, you know he's gonna at least do like 2 or 3 dummies. Like that's like the trademark Correa move. And most of the time these days it hasn't put, you know, he doesn't pull it off. But here finally he actually came off to Ram with a beautiful reverse pass to him. What a finish as well, guys. Like, we gotta give it to him. The finish was absolutely lovely. And then the celebration with Thuram was also good. And then the other thing about, you know, did you see the way the players were celebrating with Correa as well? Like, how good was that? Even when he just scored, like even when he was assisting, it just shows you again, going back to Simone Inzaghi and the team that he's created, and you know, they all just like each other. They're all, I don't know if they're friends off the pitch, but you can tell it's like a good cohesive group. It's a squadra, it's a team. And you know, they were all posting on Instagram afterwards, you know, with his picture and congratulating him. It just shows you the team that Inzaghi has built. It was really, really good to see. And then afterwards, even with Aslani, when Aslani assisted, they all went to Aslani. When Bisek scored, you know, it's just, you can just tell it's a good vibes. The movement was just incredible. All the goals were insane. Yeah, all the goals today really, or the other day, were really, really good. Go on, guys. Correa better than Messi. Yeah, of course. When it's Hellas at the Bentegodi, definitely, Mattia. At the Bentegodi, he's better than Messi, Maradona, R9. It's in Correa to have a good one game and then cold for the next 10 to 15 games. Yeah. I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't hold much hope. Yeah, neither do I, Ian. And then the second one, again, Correa returns the favor. And what I loved about the goals, by the way, the defending from Verona on pretty much all the goals was absolutely atrocious. And we talked about that in the preview, like they are conceded the most goals in Serie A, and you can see exactly why. But yeah, Correa, great pass, awful defending from Davidovic, who completely loses Thuram behind him. And then Thuram, for both the goals, he went round the goalkeeper, which you don't really see that often these days, you know. R9 used to do it a lot. But and then Thuram actually give a little shout out to Benzema today on his Instagram, because Benzema did a similar move for the second one, where he did like a little fake shot kind of move, you know, moved his leg over the ball to kind of do like a fake shot, and then went around the goalkeeper again. The second time round, the pass from Bastoni, of course. And you know, some people on the Twitter compared him to, of course, R9, Marcus Nazario, Thuram. I wonder if Arna was there celebrating, was talking on the bench. Well, actually, then again, on that point, you know, everyone says that Arnautovic is like the glue of that dressing room. I know he's got this sulking and, you know, badly behaved teenager look about him and behavior about him sometimes. But from what we hear, like, and I watched the Second Star documentary over the international break, you know, they talk very positively about Arnautovic, Inzaghi as well, and how of a good dressing room character he is. Oh yeah, and definitely TUCU was the owner of the ice cold celebration. Even Thuram said it, that, you know, he loved that celebration when he used to watch Correa at Lazio. And then the fourth is the fourth one. Yeah, Aslani, you know, Barella, good movement from Aslani, cuts it back. And what a goal by De Vrij, by the way, like proper banger. It went unnoticed, I guess, with all these goals and different styles of goals. But this was probably, you know, one of the better goals of the game. Really, really good finish from De Vrij. Lautaro would have been proud of that one. And then this one is hilarious because Bisek in his post-match interview literally said, "Only God knows how I scored there," because he said, you know, my touch was top, but then I don't know how I scored. He fell over. I have no idea, like, the technique with how he managed to like get it so high. Like, I don't know if he hit the ball into the ground or he scooped it from underneath. I couldn't tell. But what a goal! What a goal! And I'm really, really happy for him. You know, celebrate his contract renewal. And Inzaghi has some nice words about Bisek as well. He said, you know, over the last year or so, he's impressed me like you said, I've been coaching for so long, but this is the first time I've seen a player learn Italian so quick, and wanting to learn, getting integrated into things. Like you can tell, Bisek is one of those guys that he's like quick learner. I think he was like studying medicine, or even studying, or he could have studied to become a doctor. If I remember seeing some interview of his that he was like interested in like medicine, if I remember correctly. So yeah, like the guy is intelligent, you can tell. So yeah, I'm so glad that we renewed his contract. And yeah, definitely one of the funniest goals of the season. B6 celebration. Yeah, I saw someone saying, I think it's like some American football players. I think it was like some sort of American football player celebration. But then did you see Barella took him because it was 5-0. And so Barella, and you can also see the growth of Barella as a leader. He grabbed Bisek and was like, come on, let's go. Don't celebrate too much. You're 5-0 up. You don't want to anger the opposing fans. So that was good of Barella to see that leadership. Yeah, so that's it in terms of the Hellas Verona game, guys. So yeah, leave a thumbs up on that. Man of the match, yeah, let's give it to Correa, man. Let's give it to Correa, man of the match. Even though realistically, it probably should be Thuram, but let's give it to Correa. Well, actually, Correa played the whole 90 minutes as well, the full game. So let's give it to Correa. But I think, yeah, it could have also been Aslani. Deserves a shout out. Oh yeah, and actually, the last thing I wanted to talk about was Buchanan, TJ Buchanan, as Inzaghi calls him. TJ, or he calls him now, actually, he just says TJ. First 16 minutes in 181 days for Inter. Good to see him back. He only had a few minutes for Canada in the international break. So that's why I know people are saying he should be starting now, but he's still being eased in. He had a serious injury, so let's ease the guy in. But good positive cameo, completed all his passes. And yeah, love that he dribbled as soon as he got the chance. Like, to us, when we see Buchanan trying to dribble, it's just like with Interisti was like discovering fire. Like, what? You can dribble past players? That's the thing? Like, you don't have to like pass it around until death. And wow. Joe Rogan, discovering that monkeys take mushrooms. Like, wow, that's crazy, man. So he is a breath of fresh air. I liked his cameo yesterday. And the most important thing is that Inzaghi brought him on as a right back. Well, actually, yeah, I forgot to take a screenshot of it. We changed to, I don't know, it was like a weird 4-2-3-1, like a 4-4-2, with like Correa behind Arnautovic. And I think Mkhitaryan was on the left, Frattesi on the right, and then Aslani, Zielinski in the middle. And Buchanan came on as a right back. But that's the key. Hopefully, because Inzaghi, for some reason, last year he was only using Buchanan as a left wing back, which was weird. It's not the end of the world. I think he can be used on either wing, but really and truly, he was brought in as the Dumfries backup. So hopefully, we do see more of Buchanan on the right. That's what I want to see. And I'm happy for him. Really, really happy for him. For acting like Zanetti. Esposito scored again, getting worried. Oh yeah, so I said to Forza Inter that if any of the Esposito brothers remain or are in the Inter squad next season, I will eat a pineapple pizza live on the channel. But no, I'm not worried because Inzaghi is our coach. Correa of the season. Crody, what up, Crody? Those dribbles were sick. Yeah. Perisic was last dribble. Yeah, I guess you could say. I guess you could also say Sancho, Alexis. You could say Cuadrado. Actually, Cuadrado was our last dribbler. But you could say, yeah, like our last. Oh, what are you saying? Marcus Thuram. Marcus Thuram is our literal dribbler in the team. It's just that this season he's kind of like got a different role. But last year, Thuram was dribbling quite a bit. But yeah, as a winger, definitely Perisic was like our last starter regular dribbler in the team. And then, Alexis, when he used to come on here and there, but, he was already a bit older, so he didn't dribble like he did in his younger days. Yeah, no, I don't really have too much thoughts on it. Like, again, it's a very useless point to talk about. We know Inzaghi is not really, it's not something that he's going to use. I'll be very surprised if he uses it. We might use it, like, again, when we're finding nil up there as a just the last throw, last option. He's been here. This is his fourth season. I know there's no plans on Inzaghi changing the formation, but yeah, it was interesting to see at the end. Interesting to see. Yeah, that's it on Inter Hellas Verona. 50 minutes actually. That's a lot longer than I want to talk about Inter Hellas Verona. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's talk about tomorrow, guys. Leipzig, Inter versus Leipzig. What time is actually the kickoff tomorrow? Let's have a look on the official. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. kickoff. Okay, nice. And actually, I don't know if you guys saw, Inzaghi was asked about this today in the press conference. So Inter currently were ranked number 1 best team in the world, guys. Boom. Ahead of Liverpool, ahead of Man City, ahead of Real Madrid, ahead of Arsenal. So Opta using their supercomputer, whatever. What is I don't even know what the criteria is. I didn't even explain it here. But I guess, yeah, they appoint values, points, depending on your performances, etc. I don't know what it means. I don't know even if I should. Yeah, I don't know, Mosa. I don't know what it's based on. But Inzaghi said he's seen it, so they look at it. Let me see if there's like some sort of explanation somewhere. It doesn't really explain it. The Opta Power Link does look across daily ranking, yeah, but it doesn't explain. Oh wait, yeah, the modeling logic. So they use league quality so they're taking into account league quality. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, we're the best team in the world, so it doesn't matter. We're just the best team in the world, right? So let's show it tomorrow. And where are Leipzig, actually? Yeah, let's have a look at the team that we're playing tomorrow. Where are they? Leipzig, 24th. They've lost 5 places in the last rate. Look at Napoli, the first team in Serie A. So I guess, yeah, they must take into account heavily the European games. So you can see a lot of the weighting seems to be towards European performance. Because, yeah, Liverpool doing very well in Champions League and Premier League. So that makes sense. Yeah. But anyway, how are you guys feeling in terms of Leipzig? They're actually a weird team because they're bottom, or like, yeah, they've still got 0 points. But when you actually watch some of the Leipzig game, like I watched Leipzig against Juve, they should not be on 0 points. Or I think it's a little bit misleading because they are a good team. They're definitely not scrubs. They're not like, one of those teams that everyone's going to beat. Yeah, obviously Man City lost 5 games in a row. Into top 1 team in the world. In that case, not to win. Yeah, exactly. Tactically, we can say we are the number 1. Technically, there are much better teams. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it, Shakir. I would put Liverpool number 1, like the way they're playing right now as well, and some of their depth. I would put them a bit higher than us. But I guess, yeah, that's just like my opinion. I guess this Opta thing is based on results and the algorithms, etc. Yeah, let's preview tomorrow's game. So injury news. So Frattesi, who we know, Frattesi is a Champions League player. So you guys know that Inzaghi has his Serie A team and Champions League team. We've seen it this year. And Frattesi, Taremi, Dumfries, Bisek, you've seen it. Like, these are like the Champions League guys. So Frattesi, who would have been starting tomorrow, is not, because apparently he has an inflammation in his left ankle. And actually, it was interesting to see Inzaghi said he actually had this inflammation for a while. Like, even when he went to the international break with Italy, but then he still started with them, so that was weird. And then the other news is the Acerbi one. Like we saw him go off on was it the 15th minute against Hellas Verona. That is a little bit concerning, the Acerbi thing. Like now, obviously he's 36 years old. Yes, he is the superior defender to De Vrij, but at this age, your body, if it starts to break down, it might be finito. It might be game over for Acerbi if he keeps getting these types of injuries. And I saw reports that maybe even might have to dip into the January transfer window to get a centre back, which I'm not against. I just don't want to get a temporary option. Like if they dip into the January window, it has to be the guy, the centre back. You know what I mean? Not just some guy for a few months. In case it has to be the guy. So let's see. Yeah, he has also signed an extension too. But as they did also explain, they have a option in all the contracts with Darmian, Mkhitaryan, and Acerbi to cancel their contract for, was it 500k or something? Yeah, they can, with 500k they can cancel the contracts. Well, Palacios is not in the UCL squad. Maybe in Serie A that could be something to look into. He was asked about it today, Inzaghi, actually, but he said, well, he was asked about it in terms of Bisek. Can Bisek be sent to centre back? And he said, yes, but I prefer Bastoni. Before we've seen that. I've talked about it as well. That I don't think Inzaghi sees him there really and truly with Bisek. But with the Palacios, he did also mention that in the past. Oh yeah, one other thing is that they asked him about, we've talked about this heavy pre-season preparation that we had. We talked about that maybe they overdid it slightly. There is a little bit some of these injuries that we're seeing. So yeah, Inzaghi, we already knew, but he confirmed that yeah, it's something new, and we considered it the Club World Cup at the end of the year. So the preparation was the same for everyone, from Bisek to Lautaro. So like the first person that came back to the last person, everyone's at the exact same preparation. But some players, the ones who arrived earlier, they assimilated the preparation more easily. But let's see. Again, this is something that for now, as I said, I think like it seemed like they overcooked it a little bit, but by the end of the season, we'll have our answer because they've done things differently. Yeah, here's the stuff I was saying earlier, about Bisek. Very good. He learned Italian straight away. I've been coaching for 50 years. He was the best at trying to understand the language right away, constantly improving. Taremi, there he is. So who said it? Someone said that. Yeah, Taremi on fraud. What Julian said. I'm very happy with how he settled in, how he's working. He knew he would find competition. He had a problem at the end of the Retiro in the summer. He's a great professional. Have faith in Taremi. And then, yeah, Bisek says he can play on the left. I would also like to see him in the center, but without Acerbi and De Vrij, I would think of Bastoni. He can do it easily. And he thinks Bastoni can start on the left. Actually, yeah, he actually indicated. So actually, no, the question was about Bisek on the left. And then he said, yeah, he can play in the center. Okay. So we might see him. In the center, Bisek. That's an option. Is an option. But yeah, I am tickled by the prospect of Palacios there, for sure. You think our centre forward is going to improve next game? We have problems. Yeah, I mean, we saw that, Correa was a problem. Correa and Arnautovic were the problems. So Correa stepped up. Thuram stepped up. Looks like tomorrow will be Lautaro starting. So I do have faith, Costas, of course. We're talking about world-class players in terms of, especially Lautaro. We saw what he does with Argentina. So I do have faith on our strikers to pick it back up. And they have to, we need them. That's the big difference between us from last year to this year, aside from obviously conceding a few more goals as well. And this is the predicted lineup for tomorrow, guys. Let's finish up. What do you guys think on the predicted lineup for tomorrow? I am happy, as I said, yeah, this is has been the Champions League guys. Oh yeah, Zielinski is also a Champions League guy. Mkhitaryan sits out these Champions League games, as hard it is to believe it has actually happened, guys. Um, but I think there's been a couple of differences. So because Carlos Augusto, usually Carlos Augusto is a Champions League guy, but because I think Inzaghi wanted, Di Marco played a lot of football with Inter, then Italy in the international break, he gave him a bit of a rest against Hellas Verona, which I think is the right thing to do. So I think because of that, and Carlos Augusto has just come back from his injury, I don't think you want to play him back to back. So I think it makes sense to rotate, if you know what I mean, instead of going Carlos Augusto in Champions League. And then Dumfries, we know, is also the Champions League guy. As we said, Frattesi usually would have been starting, but Barella's going to have to play. But Barella only played 45 minutes against Hellas Verona, so he should be pretty good. Taremi, we know. And then Lautaro, of course. What are you guys saying? Give me some predictions for Lauti tomorrow. He came back on Wednesday, I believe, from South America, or Thursday, and then he picked up a fever, flu, and he didn't travel with the team the other day. So I hope again they're not rushing him back if he's not fully ready. I don't want to force him through, but we do need our Capitano back to his best form. What are your predictions for tomorrow? Lautaro should wear an Argentina shirt under the kit. Hopefully, activate the bees. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, do you guys actually tune into the Argentina games? Because I don't know actually how well does he play for Argentina? That's also my question. I know we see him because it's not like he's not scored any goals for us. He scored what? I think he's got like a 1 goal every 2 games this season, which is not too bad. It's just nowhere near what he was doing last year. But it's his performances that have been bad for Inter, like his total play that I've not been impressed with. So is Lautaro? My question is, if you watch, because I don't watch Argentina, they play games at like 2 a.m. in the morning for me. Is he actually playing well for Argentina, like outside of the goals? That's my question. So I don't know the answer to it. I don't know if you guys know the answer to it. So if he's also playing bad for Argentina but scoring, then I'm not worried. Well, actually, then I would be more worried because that means that he's completely out of form if he's also playing badly for Argentina. So yeah, I hope. Yeah, as I said, that's why Argentina, they keep playing him. I know I think he's rotated. He's been benched maybe once, and then he started in one game. But as I always say, top players usually you just keep playing him into form. So I'm just hoping Lautaro, by playing more, getting back into fitness, that's the main issue we're having with Lautaro. He just seems like he's still out of shape. Some people are calling him fat, which I don't think is true. I think he's just out of shape. He's just not sharp. I've seen Lautaro when he's fat, and I don't think he is looking fat at the moment. He just looks out of shape. So I just hope by playing him, he'll return to form. Matias prepared the tomatoes for Lautaro if he doesn't show up again. Yeah, I mean, his Champions League record is very, very poor for Inter. Very, very poor. But hopefully he turns up tomorrow, because if we win tomorrow, we put ourselves in a fantastic position to qualify in the top 8, which is the goal. Because, of course, guys, remember, we don't want to qualify in this group here. We need to qualify here so we avoid the extra 2 playoff games. And if we get 13 points in match day 5, and they say the golden point tally should be around 16, 17, maybe even 18, we're pretty much almost there, because then we got some easier games to play against the likes of Sparta Prague, Monaco, who actually are doing well, not a really easy game. And then we got a tough one against Leverkusen away. So a win tomorrow really sets us up very nicely to qualify out of the, I don't know what to call it, league stage of this Champions League. So yeah, and then speaking about Leipzig, as I said, 4 games played, 0 wins, 4 losses. Looks really bad, but actually they've been unlucky in some of those losses. And then in tomorrow's the predicted lineup for them for tomorrow, it's a good team. Like, look at this team, guys. Openda, Seshko up front, like two of the most wanted strikers in Europe, especially Benjamin Šeško. I am worried about Šeško versus De Vrij. This guy in open space with his long legs and pace, his leap, athletically, he's a monster. Got a lot of growing to do in terms of his overall play and finishing, etc. But raw material, whew, this is a very, very interesting player that I know even some Inter fans would like to see Inter. But, this is the part of the growing pains of these young strikers. You see 3 goals to assist. He's having a decent season, but nothing crazy. But the potential is definitely there. Openda, Belgian striker, very good player. Top scorer for them this year, 5 goals, 3 assists, having a good season. He's, also a guy with pace in behind. He's a better finisher than Šeško as well. Got to watch out for these guys. Nusa, very good dribbler, young Norwegian player. 2 goals, 3 assists this season. Got to watch out for him. And then, they got some good talents in midfield. Haidara, Vermeeren, Castello Lukeba, very good young centre-back. I like him a lot. Decent. It's a good team. And Marco Rose was a very highly rated young up-and-coming coach a few years ago, still is. It's a good coach team. Yeah, his Borussia Mönchengladbach team, remember, guys, gave us a tough time when we played them a few years ago in the Champions League. They got a lot of injuries. Oh, Elmas, Napoli bowler. Oh, Xavi Simons is out, Poulsen is out, Schlager is out, Klosterman's out. Oh, they got a lot of injuries. Raum is out with the ACL. So, yeah, they've got a lot more injury issues than us. No, the game is at San Siro, at home. So we are at home, Mossab. These are the exact kind of game guys who give us, exactly. These are the type of, strikers, pacey strikers in behind that give us trouble, especially guys like De Vrij. Leipzig's difficult at this team. We must be careful. No, it's at home. But again, actually, a team like Leipzig, I would say away, they might be even more of a threat because they can sit back a little bit and hit us on the counter. These Red Bull teams, you know what to expect. They're gonna counter press hard, try to hit you, on the counter attack. Like there's not gonna be an easy game in my opinion. Do not see the 4 losses and think that this is an easy game. Tricky game. But as we have proven in the Champions League this year, we seem to step up more for Champions League games. Pavard, De Vrij, Bastoni at the back, Dumfries, Di Marco. This is a strong team. And I'm very interested to see this midfield. Have we seen this starter trio? Barella, Hakan, Zielinski. I think this might be the first time we see this trio because in theory, this is the midfield that we thought when we signed Zielinski, this would be eventually become the starter midfield, and that still could happen. Very hard to see because, of course, we know Inzaghi would rather sell one of his kids than let Mkhitaryan go. But I'm very interested to see this midfield. Actually, that's probably what I'm most excited to see tomorrow: the Barella, Hakan, Zielinski midfield with Di Marco and Dumfries and Lautaro and Taremi. I think that's a very good offensive potential in that. So my prediction is, that's the reason why Barella is because of the Frattesi injury, isn't it, M&M? That's why. Otherwise, Barella would have been rested. Yeah, maybe the Bastoni one, I agree. Bastoni could have been rested for Fiorentina. I'm surprised that, I would have maybe started Bisek at left centre-back. But maybe it's this trying to manage the energies in Zaghi at the moment. Oh yeah, because you also have Carlos Augusto back. Do you need to start Bastoni? But then again, a win here, you got to think about the home games we need to win. Leverkusen away. I'd be happy with a point there. I think we have to play Monaco away too. This is, if you can secure the 3 points here, I can see kind of maybe long-term strategy here from Inzaghi outside of the usual rotations to say, okay, slightly stronger line. Like this is a stronger lineup than we had against Arsenal, in theory, to kind of secure those 3 points, because it really takes us to a good situation to qualify to the next round. But yeah, hopefully, but that, at some point Bastoni will come off for BSEC. Yeah, Fiorentina is more important. I agree 100%, especially with the form Fiorentina are in now. They're like red hot form. Well, that's this season, Football Focus. Last season, Lautaro to Ram was one of the best strike partnerships that we've seen at Inter. Like, they were so good. It reminded us of that Lukaku-Lautaro partnership, even better at points. This season, with the change of roles and Lautaro being off form, it hasn't worked. But in theory, that is our best strike partnership. Sparta Prague away too, yeah. But hopefully by then we already have kind of our situation sorted and secured. Yeah, exactly. 3 points and we almost secured things. Oh, Monaco's a San Siro. Okay, cool. So Sparta and Leverkusen away. Yeah, that's good. Anyway, my prediction is a tricky and narrow 2-1 victory, I think. Sesko or Penda score 1. And then for us, Taremi, come on, Taremi, open goal. We need it. Taremi scores and Taremi and Di Marco. It would be nice to see a Lautaro goal, to be fair, though, as well. But yeah, I'm predicting that. What are you guys predicting? Quickly in the comments. I need to go and play football now. Mesto says easy 3-1. Another clean sheet. That would be amazing. A clean sheet against the RB Leipzig. Dumfries, Zielinski. Nice. That would be very nice to see. Yeah, Dumfries does usually like these Champions League nights as well. 1-0 win. Shakira says Lautaro hat-trick. I'm sure he's being very serious. 2-0, 3-0. Oh yeah, obviously giving up on Pavard's first goal. Still dreaming. 2-1, Matthias says. Terry says 1-0. Yeah. Okay, so we're feeling quite confident and positive in here, which is good to see. Hopefully the boys don't let us down and continue this fantastic streak that we've got going in the Champions League. The Italian guy from New York also says 4-0. Geez, that will be putting our balls on the table and saying the Opta table, guys, Europe, the Opta table is accurate. Take us seriously. 3-1, Hakan, De Vrij, Lautaro. Oh yeah, Hakan as well. Hopefully they're not rushing him as well, because we know that he's been having these ongoing issues. So hopefully, again, no recurring injury for Hakan. 1-0 clean sheet, 2-1 Dima assist, 2-0 Taremi Lautaro. That would be perfect. 2-0 Taremi Lautaro. That would be my perfect result. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. We talked about Hellas Verona and the UCL and also fixed my mic. Thank you very much for everyone that was here. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Oh, there's the first negative guy, Timmy. Boo, Timmy, boo. The only negative prediction that we have in here. It might be the correct one, but boo, Timmy, before you leave. Starters are going to show what the starters, seeing what the bench did this weekend. Hopefully that Correa performance is kind of works up Lautaro and Taremi as well. Like, whoa, especially Taremi, because it's like, Taremi, we need some goals, brother. The performances have actually been pretty good in general from Taremi, the pressing, the play in general. But, brother, we need some goals because, yeah, as some guys are saying, you might be on fraud watch soon, or you already are on fraud watch if you don't start scoring soon. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Oh, yeah, it would be amazing for Hakan to exercise that last penalty miss. See you tomorrow. Ciao, ragazzi. Forza Inter. Let's get another 3 points in the Champions.